We back up in this bitch again, chat. What's up? How's everyone doing? You guys ready? Are you ready for a good Saturday night stream? Because I am. And I think I have one for you. We got some stuff to talk about. We got Daredevil. Not being watched much. We got Robert Kirkman running his fucking yapper. That's not major, but it's something to talk about. We have X-Men 97 Season 2 character reveals, like a ton of them. And a couple other little tidbits here and there. That's what we got. So, get ready, chat. And you know how we get ready around here. You fill your cup. You light your smoke. And you lean on back because we are here on Saturday night, all up in this basement, and it is time to get nerdy. What's up, chat? How is everyone doing it? Whoops. Starting off strong already, knocking stuff over. Hell yeah. How we do around this motherfucker with my klutzy ass. What's going on, everybody? Oh, good. I'm glad to hear you tossed your salad, Spicy Dan. And that you're ready to go. I didn't know you were that flexible. But congrats. I'm impressed. I have nowhere near that level of flexibility. Sometimes I wish I did. Sometimes I wish I didn't. But I'll tell you what. It wouldn't hurt. Or, well, bending over wouldn't hurt if I was that flexible. Yeah. What's going on, everybody? Who all up in here so far? Scrolling. Spicy Dan, of course, talking about salads. Got Brooke up in cheer. What's up, my guy? Griff's up in here. Delta Dan's up in this bitch. Welcome. Welcome one, welcome all. Welcome to Lurkers, because there's a greater number in the views than there are people in the chat right now, but that's okay. Totally all right. I mean, it'd be great if like Lurkers participated in chat, because not gonna lie, engagement is what pushes YouTube to want to push me. So throw a couple comments in here and there. That'd be great. But more importantly, actually, before I get to that, replay folks, replay crew, thank you for clicking on this stream and checking out what we got to talk about. I greatly appreciate it. But now that I have addressed all the groups, I need everyone, and I mean everyone, hit that like button. And of course, if you clicked and you're new and you're hanging out, seeing what's going on, and you're enjoying yourself for at least, 3 seconds, then hit the sub button and the bell. And also join the Discord. I see the link. Oh, Griff put through my Twitter link in there too. Thank you, Griff. But yeah. surprised that even still works and they haven't changed it to like X.com. Actually, does that work? I haven't even tested that link in a while. You never know. Any hoodles. Thank you all for joining me here on this fine Saturday evening, afternoon, or late night, early morning, depending on your time zone, or whatever time it is, if you're on the replay, that you click. Welcome, and thank you. We got a few things to talk about. A couple little items for next week, show notes wise, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. See if a few more people get all up in here that I'm used to seeing. That way we can all hear about it at the same time. Of course, I can also say it again later. And we'll just talk about it more than once. So, we got a decent, for my channel, decent viewer count already. So, chat. I was talking with Mrs. Chillin earlier, and she thinks that we should go ahead and watch the Mall season finale on Monday, May the 4th. As it is, of course, May the 4th be with us. Star Wars Day Monday, baby. I know. Modern, like current Star Wars, not in the greatest spot. However, a lot of us still love parts of it. Still love what it was. Miss it. Want at least a little bit of a taste of it every now and then. Pause. So we're going to go ahead and watch Mall Monday night. The 2-episode finale. I mean, that shouldn't be news. They've been dropping 2 episodes a week since they started the motherfucker. So no surprise there. But we are going to watch on Monday night. Instead of waiting till Tuesday, we will watch the Star Wars show on Star Wars Day. Channel called Darth Angelus. He's working on a fan film for... I saw that. Like, I saw the thumbnail for it. Like, it popped up on my feed, my recommendations, I think, or my home screen, or whatever. I don't know. But I believe I saw what you're talking about. I didn't know it's 3.5 hours. Holy fuck. Have you watched it, Brooke? Is that something I should actually watch on the TV, on the YouTube app, on the TV, on the Fire Stick, on the TV? Did I mention the TV? Oh, you sent the link to the server too? Nice. I'm trying to figure out how I would... Executive Judge, what's up? And his basement crew, but, close enough. I'm just glad you're here, brother. Good to see you again. It's been a minute, but you know what? That's cool, though. I understand life will get lifing like a motherfucker on you sometimes. So, you know what? Fan made with old video graphics. Interesting. Maybe I'll watch the beginning of it on, like, my phone or on the computer or something. Then if I'm like, ooh, that's fucking dope, then I can switch over to the TV. In the couch for 3.5 hours. Could you watch the fan film right now? Nope. Not right now. Although I can think of a couple situations where we would watch it together. Tonight is not one of them, though. Tonight's about news, because we don't get to talk about news on Wednesdays right now because we're watching shows. And it's still going to be a while, because if I have done my week counting correctly, The Boys season finale will be May 20th. Wednesday. And then Wednesday, May 27th, Spider-Man Noir drops. And we're definitely watching that shit. You were away because you were watching through the Netflix Marvel shows? Oh, yeah. Mostly Prime shit. I mean, Iron Fist was okay. Hopefully Finn Jones has learned to act and fight between then and now while they're filming Daredevil Season 3. You're digging Born Again Season 2? Those of us that are watching it are pretty much liking it, but we'll get to, like, not many people are watching it, but we'll talk about that. That's one of the planned subjects I have on deck. So, but yeah, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, executive judge. But it's always good to see you. You come in when you can, and when you can't, that's what the replay's for. Because chilling needs watch hours, man. I need them watch hours. So if you can't be here live, then by all means, pretty please also replay that shit up. Replay that shit up, baby. So, to get back to the point, we will be watching Maul on Monday, May the 4th, the finale, the 2-episode finale, instead of waiting until Tuesday. So, 4 streams next week, people. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, next Saturday. Yeah. So prepare for even more time in the basement. Whoop, whoop. Getting nerdy. Whoop, whoop. So anything fun going on with you guys? Tell me about you. What's been going on with you since Wednesday? What's happening? You guys doing all right? Everything cool? Hopefully nothing super crappy been happening. Hopefully. Hopefully things have been going all right for you, if not really, really well. I mean, obviously that would be the best. Obviously, it'd be best if everything was really well, but not crappy is acceptable. So what's happening with y'all? Trying to plan a Malaysia trip for December? Damn! It's going to take some planning. Yeah, MegaCon is in Florida. I think it already happened for this year, though. Shit. Sorry, my brain distracted me for a second. Bear with me. Double brain fighting. Hold on. What the fuck is happening? Okay. Okay. Okay, not to the. Okay, good. Phew. Hopefully I have money by then. Anyway. Yeah, it's entirely possible, Brooke. You might meet Nia himself. And as much as he has disappointed me in recent years, it'd still be cool to meet him and be like, what up? It would still be cool to meet him. All right, chat. Thank you, Griff. Yes, follow me on my 2 socials that I actually pay attention to. All right. Oh, this shit's out of order because I'm stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Bear with me, chat. I thought I had shit a little more together, but shock of all shocks, I was wrong. Really? I'm still gonna save that one for later, regardless. So, all right, chat. Let us now go over some. Let's go over some little tidbits first before we get into like the big shit. As I like to do, I like to start off with the small stuff. And, start off a little slow, a little gentle. Work my way around the edges before we get into the main part. And just So I like to roll. So let's do it. Item number 1, which is pretty cool. First of all, did you all like the first Thor movie from way back in the day? How do you guys feel about that first Thor movie? I do have a point I will be getting to, but I wish to know that first. How do you guys feel about the first Thor movie? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Do you love it? You're just like, yeah, it was alright. Like, how you guys feeling about the first Thor movie? We shall start there. Yeah. The judge says, Brooke enjoyed it. Streamlabs probably hates me again. We'll see in a second. Bullshit, motherfucker. Don't mess with me. I know it's been more than 5 minutes. Yep, there it is. There it is. I'm going to have to re-up myself here at this rate, motherfucker. Anyone else? Anybody else have any thoughts they would like to share about the first Thor movie from Phase motherfucking 1? All right. Well, I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty cool. I haven't watched it forever, but I think it was a very enjoyable movie. I think it was a good intro to Thor. I think Hiddleston himself established himself well as Loki, and has only continued to do so. Hemsworth has evolved, and then Taika took all that away in Love and Thunder. But overall, I think they've done a pretty decent job with the character, and I think they did a good job in Thor 1. Here's the reason I'm asking. Because the man who directed Thor 1, Sir Kenneth Branagh, has said he has an idea for a final Thor movie. He says he has ideas for a final Thor movie that's, quote, more in the territory of Logan. I would love to see Chris Hemsworth and the others have their own individual final story that takes Thor into a glorious twilight. Well, Chad, I gotta say, I like the sound of that. I like the sound of a Thor movie, which at this point would be Thor 5. That's more in the territory of Logan. And we all know Logan is one of the greatest comic book movies ever fucking made. Like, objectively top 5 all time. Depending on the person, top 3. Some people say it is the greatest. It's definitely up there. That is for sure. It is definitely up there. So if Kenneth Branagh is rocking ideas for a Thor movie that feels like Logan, Gimme. Gimme all of that. Feige, call up Sir Kenneth Branagh, because he has been knighted, and talk that shit over. Work that shit out. Like, fucking get at it. Now, I was curious that he's using the word final story that takes Thor into a glorious twilight. If it's going to be the last Hemsworth Thor movie, the timing is going to have to be exquisite. And honestly, I mean, it's one of the biggest things that's up in the air about Marvel is, hi, buddy. You like visiting me when I'm streaming, don't you? If you're going to come up here, you got to say hi. Hello. Hi, everybody. See? Here you go. He's like, man, you're a fucking asshole. I'm leaving. Anyway, the biggest question behind any sequels past Secret Wars having to do with the OG cast is, how long are they going to keep members of the OG cast around, and when are we going to get recasts? Will it be immediate? And if they're going to wait till after, like, for example, Thor 5. If they wait and do Thor 5 till after Secret Wars, how are they going to handle that being Hemsworth's last movie? And then somehow introducing / passing the torch to the new Thor actor. That's going to be interesting to see. Because eventually they are. Hemsworth ain't going to do this fucking shit forever. I mean, Hugh Jackman will, but I mean, Hemsworth won't. What are you looking at? Are you looking at something that's in our dimension, or are you looking at something in the cat dimension? Like, what's happening here, Brick? Boop. You're such a goober. Anyway, so now I am all about a fifth Hemsworth Thor movie. Like, if for no other reason than we need redemption for Thor 4. Love and Thunder needs to be redeemed. Hemsworth's Thor character needs to be redeemed in his own movie. Obviously, the Russos are... Now, granted, like, the idea of Fat Thor in Endgame was kind of like... I mean, it was fun. The jokes about, you know, dudes built like myself, like, definitively now having the body of a god. That was fun stuff. But, you know, in the grand scheme, it wasn't the greatest idea. It was funny, but it wasn't the greatest idea. So, you know, the Russos themselves have to do a little redeeming of the character, what they did to him. A little bit. But after what Taika did, I would like to. I want / even kind of need Hemsworth Thor 5 just to wash the taste of Love and Thunder completely out of my mouth. Him being amazing in Doomsday and Secret Wars, which, based on the prayer clip we got last December or January, I'm not quite sure exactly when. It was either end of December, beginning of January with the prayer. That was dope. The transcription of his speech from the Doomsday trailer that we still haven't gotten to see, that people at CinemaCon did get to see, sounds dope. So, at least as of right now, it's looking like Thor is going to be treated really well by the Russos. But that's them just making up for their own Fat Thor stuff. Like, I want a good Thor 5 that'll make me at least mostly forget about Thor 4. Nothing will ever make me completely forget, no matter how much I want to. Same with a couple other projects, i.e., Quantumania and Secret Invasion. You mean Hemsworth isn't doing it until he's 90? No. He is not. But setting aside the crazy logistics of how they're going to pass the torch to the next Thor actor, and don't even ask me who the fuck they should cast because I don't know. But yeah, ignoring that logistical nightmare. Give me a Thor 5 that feels a lot like Logan. I am totally here for that shit. Totally here for that shit. Now I would have to research Thor stories to see what they could like consider adapting as a thing for Thor 5, but I mean, if Brana's rocking ideas that have Thor 5 going even into Logan territory, even if it's not as good as Logan, because let's face it, very, very few comic book movies will ever reach that level of holy fuck. But even aspiring to get to that level is a good thing. So, at the very least, I'm not saying give Brana the movie, but Feige and crew should definitely be calling him up and being like, okay, so what's this? What are these ideas for a Logan feeling Thor movie? Like, they should definitely be having conversations if they're not already. If they haven't started them, fucking get on the phone, Feige. Get on the fucking phone. You're still in wait and see mode for Doomsday Executive Judge, but you're liking what you've been hearing so far. I mean, that is fair-ish. I don't know. I'm a true believer. Like, I am fully confident Doomsday is going to wreck Dune. I am fairly confident Doomsday is going to have the fandom back and activated at least until the first Phase 8 movie, or Phase 7 movie, I should say. And we'll see how the first Mutant Saga movie goes, but these next three, Brand New Day, Doomsday, Secret Wars, the fandom will be revitalized at least for a time thanks to those. I think people are going to be very, very, very surprised in a very, very, very good way by all three of these movies. And Marvel will be back at least till mid-2028. And then we'll see how the Mutant Saga goes. But yeah, give me a Logan-ish Thor 5. I'm here for that shit. What do you guys think, chat? You want that shit? You don't want that shit? What the fuck? Oh, that's what I was going to do. Hey, chat. You'll be surprised to hear my brain glitched and I forgot what the fuck I was doing. I know. So weird. So weird. That never happens. It's so rare. So rare for that to happen. All right. Something I need to check on real quick, chat, that has to do with my next subject. So bear with me for a wee bit. Nope. Okay. All right. All righty, chat. Moving on to the next. So, earlier this week, well, actually, I'm not sure. I can't remember how long ago it was, but you guys will recall a couple, 3 weeks ago or so, we got the trailer for the Lanterns DCU show that will be on HBO Max or Max, or whatever the fuck they're calling it these days. Y'all remember that trailer? You remember how it was bland and plain and dreary and barely had any green or superhero actiony stuff happening in it. Then like it was quite a divisive trailer, and of course the DC and or gun garglers were glazing the fuck out of it, and then the rest of us were like, Paramount Max, good one. Not yet. Not by the time this premieres, but eventually, probably yes. So yeah, that was a divisive trailer. I was on the side of what the fuck is this bullshit. Surprising, I know. Anywho, so y'all remember that trailer? Well, earlier this week, it just suddenly fucking disappeared off the internet, off of YouTube at least, anyway. It poofed, and people are like, "What the fuck?" Some people, the Glazers, immediately freaked out, like, "Oh my god, are they canceling the show?" Yeah. No, but it was a mystery. And then it came back like a day or so later, and it turned out, I think this is official, or at least this is the reason being passed around, given out, yada yada yada. Is that somehow HBO WBDC somehow didn't realize that the music they had in the trailer there was copyright issues. They were not supposed to be using that shit. So they're like, God damn it. So they took the trailer down, changed the music, put it back up, and then it got removed from YouTube again after only 2 hours. And it is not back, chat. That's what I was just checking. I was checking to see if it's back yet. This was back on Wednesday when it was removed again after 2 hours. They changed the music, so don't know what the problem is now, but it was up for a couple weeks. It was gone. It was back up. And then 2 hours later, gone again, and it is still not back. So what the hell's going on with that shit? This is what I want to know. Okay, fine. They had an issue with the music in the first one, although I don't know how it took 2 weeks for them to figure out there was an issue with the music. But they're like, okay, fine. They took it down. And then they changed the music. And then they put it back up like, okay, we're good. Turns out they weren't good because 2 hours later, gone. Like, what'd you do now? And whatever they did now, they're still working on fixing because, again, that bitch ain't back up yet. Curious. I don't know that it means anything ultra dire about the show. Like, I don't think they're going to, out of nowhere, just cancel the fucking show. But if nothing else, this is yet, at least to me, this is yet another indication or bit of evidence, data point, whatever you want to call it, more proof that James Gunn is a shitty executive. I don't know what to tell you. However, the next day after the trailer disappeared for the second time, thought I had another. Hold on. Wait a minute. There's another thing. Did I not bookmark that other thing? Swear to God, I did. Okay, yeah. All right. So in lieu of a trailer, they dropped this image of them outside and Hal looking rough as fuck, which, just on the subject of Hal Jordan, not the biggest fan of how they're treating him. Not because there's a 99.999% chance, especially with the news that he's going to be in Man of Tomorrow, that Mr. Pierre here playing Mr. John Stewart, is going to be the main Lantern in the DCU going forward. That, overall, in general, as an idea, not an issue. Totally fine with that. I mean, I haven't read a lot of Lanterns, but, obviously, in my internet sphere, I know plenty of people who have. And there isn't anyone who doesn't think John Stewart is dope. Or very few, I should say. Yeah, let me be even less blankety. A majority of Lantern fans enjoy John Stewart as the Green Lantern. However, the problem is not that Gunn wants to make, or more than likely, and again, the evidence is in that favor, based on what we know about this show, and then now that Aaron Pierre is going to be in Man of Tomorrow, it's more than likely that John Stewart's going to be the main DCU Green Lantern. Fine. The problem is not that Stewart's going to be the main DCU Green Lantern. The problem is that it appears that Hal Jordan still can only get decently treated in animation. Live action, Hal Jordan's been shit upon and shit upon and shit upon. So if people are upset that we're not getting Hal Jordan, that is a legit, more Hal Jordan, that's a legit complaint. If people are upset because, at least for now, it appears, obviously, we don't know for sure because the show hasn't come out yet, but it appears that, Hal Jordan is not going to get the shine that Hal Jordan / just overall Green Lantern fans have been fucking waiting for in live action for ever. Like, literally forever. So, the issue is less Stewart going forward being the main Lantern, but more so Hal Jordan in live action has never been done justice. Honestly, you know how us Marvel fans have been waiting forever for Cyclops to be done right? Hal Jordan's been treated even worse in live action. I mean, all we really have is that Ryan Reynolds thing. That's all we really have for a live action Hal Jordan. Until now, when we're getting middle-aged, dragged out looking Hal Jordan, who's probably only going to be the Lantern for this show. Again, because Mr. Pierre playing Mr. Stewart here is going to be in Man of Tomorrow. So, that's that. However, we do actually have a full premiere date. Remember, the last we knew it was just August 2026. Well, they added the day of the month, chat. It's going to be August 16th on HBO. And let me add on an HBO Max. So at least we finally have a date, which we were granted. Which we were granted, coincidentally, on the same day that the trailer returned and then disappeared again 2 hours later. They were like, "Oh, hey, look! Well, here's a premiere date." Oh, speaking of which, actually, I just remembered something. I don't have a tweet about it bookmarked, but the word on the streets is that it got taken down the second time because they had the premiere date in the trailer and they hadn't officially announced it yet. So trailer disappears and poof, we get an official announcement of the premiere date. But if that was the only issue, why is it not back up yet? That's still weird. But we have an official date, chat. August 16th is when we will get the Lantern show available for us to consume. And hopefully enjoy. Now, that's not the only thing they dropped having to do with lanterns post trailer issues. They also released the next day this image from the show, which, holy fuck, actually has green glowing happening. Obviously, it's the lantern. We're charging the ring. Lighting's a little dark, so I can't tell if that's Hal or John, but at least we have glowing green things. They've given us glowing green things, chat. It's just a still image, but they finally gave us glowing green things. So that's cool. It's good to know. Oh, sorry. Eyeballs. Ugh. So it's good to know that there actually will be stuff in that show that is not going to be super duper ridiculously drab. Like the surroundings around the hand here. I mean, look at this. This is still super drab and not well lit. And so we'll see. We will find out in 3.5 months, chat. In 3.5 months, we will find out officially what is up with that show. Will it be good? Will it not be good? Will Hal Jordan at least get some shine? Or are they going to treat him like a washed up has-been and move on and really piss off a lot of Green Lantern fans and Hal Jordan fans? So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so trailer weirdness, which still is not fully resolved because, again, that shit ain't back up yet. But at least we got a fucking release date and an image which shows that they actually are putting like vibrant color in the show, at least a little. So, chat, what do you think? What do you think about the trailer weirdness? What do you think about us finally getting a release date? What do you think about that image? What do you think about how things are looking for Hal? What do you think? And that goes for you too, replay people. Put some fucking comments in the comment section, would you? Pretty please and thank you. It helps the channel out. And my little channel needs all the help it can get. A 2? Man, fuck you, Streamlabs. Fucking 2. All right. How about it, Chad? Any thoughts on that? Any further thoughts on that? Or shall we move the fuck on? This is what happens when you do shit out of order. Okay. All right. Going down to the bottom. Okay, this isn't like news, but y'all fans of Kristen Ritter, the actress who plays Jessica Jones. Y'all fans of Kristen Ritter? I'm a fan of Kristen Ritter. Well, chat, I just randomly saw this. Don't know what's going on. But so anywho, it would appear Kristen Ritter did some kind of photo shoot, and I mean people's opinions of beauty and attractiveness, obviously vary widely, but and I am well known for being like a curves guy. I most definitely prefer curves, but I am not curves exclusive, and that's why. Because yeah, exactly, right here. I believe my exact words when I quote tweeted this were "Ermagerd" in all caps. Yeah, so she did a photo shoot, a very gothy photo shoot, obviously. Which, and I have to say, her and goth seem to go together pretty well. So yeah, so like I said, not a news story, but it's Christian Ritter, therefore it's Marvel related, therefore it qualifies. And also, let's be honest, chat, nerds or gooners. Nerds or gooners, and this is definitely goon-worthy material, and she fucking knows it. Look at the definition. Like, this is impressive. Like, she's not just skinny. She been doing crunches. She been in the gym. Like, skinny chicks don't get like, chicks that are just skinny, that don't work out, don't get these. This is the result of crunches and shit. So, yeah. Anywho, just, figured I'd share that. Like I said, not obviously not news, but something I knew we would all appreciate. So I said, why the fuck not? Let's do her. I mean, I definitely like to. Okay. Everything else kind of in order? Yes. Okay, cool. Cool. I don't have to go weird scrolling anymore after this now because I'm done with it. So, fuck it, I'm not going to try and scroll and rope everything together perfectly because I don't want to. I don't want to chat. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Has it been long enough? I'll do this one more time. If I can ever learn to fucking type. Gee, I wonder where you got that gambling amount from, Griff. God damn it. If I'd have been this much faster hitting enter. Fuck. Oh, okay, good. All right. Yeah, exactly. Did you see Delta Dan? Because I think I unbookmarked it already. Oh well. Oh, I didn't know about that one. Oh shit, that's all the way back to 2010. Good lord. Damn, she aged really well. Okay, these aren't the pictures I was looking for, but or these aren't the originals, but I found more, chat. Oh. Yeah. They're the ones I'm looking for. Oh. This works. Found even more, chat. 2 of them are the ones we've seen. 2 of them we haven't. And 2 of these are not even the 2 we just looked at. So here's the 2 we had before. And then this is the new one. You know, it even enveloped in that bomber jacket. It's like, even in the big poofy coat. It's like, what's up? What's underneath the poofy coat? Oh, look, this. Yeah, same coat. Yeah, she is smoke show. All right. Enough gooning. Back to regular news. Okay. So, Entertainment Weekly dropped an article about Brand New Day. It would appear that some annotated script pages were officially released. And Entertainment Weekly did a breakdown of it. So we're gonna check out this. What we learned from Spider-Man Brand New Day script pages. New suit, opening scene, and more. Exclusive. What the fuck? Get out of my face. No. All right. So Spider-Man Brand New Day director Destin Daniel Cretton, good fucking director, shares 3 script pages annotated by himself, Tom Holland, Zendaya, and department heads. The script pages reveal the opening sequence, as well as a few key details about where the story picks up. Creighton teases Peter Parker's new suit, inspired by his encounter with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. So as the title suggests, it's a brand new day for Spider-Man. Tom Holland's web-slinging Peter Parker returns in this summer's event movie, only this time no one in the world has any memory of who he is, A nasty side effect courtesy of the multiverse tampering of the last installment, Spider-Man No Way Home. So where does the friendly neighborhood wall crawler go from here? Director Destin Daniel Cretton of Shang-Chi fame answers that, and then some. Ahead of the big theatrical release in July, the filmmaker exclusively shares 3 script pages from Spider-Man Brand New Day, including the opening scenes, along with annotations from himself, Holland, Zendaya, Brett Pollack, director of photography, and other department heads. Here are 6 things we learned about the movie. An updated opening Marvel logo. Longtime watchers and The Watcher are familiar with the opening logo from any MCU entry. Footage from famous moments across the films playing within the Marvel Studios insignia. That footage for Spider-Man Brand New Day, according to a script annotation from Cretton, will now include footage of the memories Peter no longer shares with Ned and MJ and Aunt May. The opening scene. The opening scene of Spider-Man Brand New Day involves Peter completely alone for the first time. In his possession is the letter he wrote for MJ at the end of No Way Home, the one that explains what happened with Doctor Strange's spell and why no one, including her, knows who he is. We are 9 months after the events of the ending shot for No Way Home with Peter in his new apartment. He developed some unhealthy living patterns and it's taking a physical toll on him. What's described in the script as a small, sharp headache is our first inkling that living completely in the shadows is taking its toll on Peter. Something is changing, and maybe not for the better. So this is the only massive thing I'm pulling out of this is we know how long at least the opening of Brand New Day will be occurring after the closing of No Way Home. 9 months. So basically, any chick that got knocked up at the end of No Way Home will be about ready to give birth at the beginning of Brand New Day. Giving birth around the beginning of Brand New Day. That actually, actually makes sense. That kind of works. Anyway. So we know we at least have some kind of time frame. There have been reports. There have been rumors / reports or whatever that, Brand New Day took place years or is going to take place years after No Way Home. And that is still possible because there are also plenty of reports that the opening of Brand New Day is going to contain a montage of Peter whooping on villains, the suit taking damage, and improvements to the suit. So, whether that montage is just supposed to cover those 9 months, or whether we are given some other indication of the time frame, and then they use the montage and even more time jumps past us. Because again, we got reports about like years between Brand New Day and No Way Home. So, and this is saying, and this is just, this is only talking about the opening scene being 9 months after No Way Home. Says nothing about the rest of the movie. So, just because the opening scene is 9 months after the ending of No Way Home does not mean necessarily, does not preclude the reports about No Way or Brand New Day taking place years after No Way Home. Both can be true. The opening scene could be just 9 months. And then there could be another time jump. And then the report about years will then also be true. So, but at least we have some kind of basically official timeline. These are script pages, annotations by, people making the fucking movie. So, at least the beginning of the movie chat, a mere 9 months since the end of No Way Home. You guys have any thoughts about that? Actually, let's just get through this shit. Meet Evie. The fuck is Evie? Peter no longer has access to Tony Stark's money or gadgets. That's true. All of his tech needs to have been made by Peter, Crichton writes in the annotations. Enter Evie, Peter's AI assistant, who operates similarly to Stark's Jarvis or Friday. She is, quote, sadly the closest thing Peter has to a friend, end quote, the filmmaker notes. Sanoff, what are we talking about? We are talking about, Michael Gutierrez, welcome back. Sanoff, welcome back. We are currently talking about, excuse me, the 3 pages of annotated script that Marvel / Destin Daniel Crichton gave to Entertainment Weekly. So far, we have learned that the opening scene specifically takes place a mere 9 months after the end of No Way Home. And that he's developed some unhealthy living patterns in those 9 months. And, you know, it's starting to become obvious that something's wrong with our boy Peter Parker. And now we're just getting in the second part where we are learning about some of the tech he has available to him. So yeah, Peter, no more Stark money or gadgets. He has to make all his own shit. One of the things he made is Evie, his own AI assistant who operates like Jarvis or Friday. And this is something Crichton himself annotated on the script. Sadly, the closest thing Peter has to a friend is this Evie AI assistant. And they're not getting into I don't know. They haven't gotten into any like specifics like that. He also has a homemade fabricator, which is essentially a 3D printer on steroids. Something that could be made by a kid genius with limited funds. So y'all remember the fabricator from No Way Home, right? Obviously, that got toasted when the Goblin took back over Norman, and the fight ensued in Happy's apartment, and a bunch of shit got destroyed, and unfortunately, including Aunt May. It is kind of a cold way to put it, but you know, it's still the fact. Well, it looks like Peter's going to be building his own, and it makes sense. I mean, a lot of people, and it's not their fault. It's the fault of the people that have been making Spider-Man movies for the last 25 years. A lot of people forget, like, that Peter Parker isn't just a smart kid. He is a fucking genius. Like, he is... If not top 5, then definitely top 10 smartest people in the entire Marvel universe. Like, ultimate top tier is Reed, Doom, and Valeria. Like, they're way to fuck up there by themselves. Right below that, you've got your Tony Stark, you've got your T'Challa, and you've got your Peter Parker. That's where he's at. He is on the penultimate tier of genius. And that's not delved into very hard in the live action movies. You get a lot of it in the animations. But that's not really hardcore gotten into. I mean, it's addressed. Like, I'm not saying his tech ability and his genius is completely ignored in the movies, but it's never, like, really been gotten into. I mean, especially in the first Raimi one, where he didn't even have to make his fucking web shooters. They grew. Yes. Yes, I would. Pym is definitely top 10. So's Bruce Banner. So's Bruce Banner. But yeah, that's the level of genius that, like, Peter Parker has. And it hasn't really been, like, you know, dug into. It's been mentioned. It's been addressed. It's been, hinted at. Well, more than hinted at. It's been shown to an extent, but not to the point where people are like, oh, fuck, Peter Parker's that smart. So, him creating his own AI assistant and his own fabricator, that might be the most, or Jesus Christ, that might be the biggest nod to the genius that Peter Parker possesses we've ever seen. He's on his own. He's alone. He's broke. So he has to make his shit. And he has to find a way to pay for it. He has to rig some shit. There's going to be 2 live action versions of Tombstone this year. Yeah, there is. In the Spider Noir show on Prime, which we will be having watch parties for, just so you know. And of course the one in Brand New Day. So now when the news of Evie came out, a bunch of whiners came out. Group 1 were the ones complaining about how Tom Holland has been like, Iron Boy for 3 movies. Which is, to a point, it's kind of a legit gripe. Like, since he's been Iron Boy for, 3 or 4 movies, actually. Hold on. His trilogy plus Infinity War and Endgame, technically. He was in there at the end. So, yeah, he's been Iron Boy in 5 movies, right? 6, Civil War, is where he was introduced. Motherfucker. All right, I'll do a quick pause. Megawatt is in Spider Noir. He's a villain I've never heard of. Yeah. That's because, and I can't remember where I read this, but it was from someone very comic book knowledge-y. Jesus Christ. Someone who knows their shit. Megawatt appeared in exactly 1 Spider-Man comic. 1 appearance ever in the entirety of Marvel. Megawatt. Like, bringing him into that show is like a total gun move. Like, real talk. I mean, I'm not mad about it because I'll just look at him and be like, okay, it's Electro. I don't care if it's technically Megawatt. It's fucking Electro. I'm going headcanon, so I don't be like, why are they bothering with literally a one-off villain in Marvel? So, where was I? Oh, yes, the Iron Boy thing. So, yeah, technically 6 appearances as Iron Boy. I do understand why people are, like, over it. Like, it doesn't bother me that much personally, but I totally understand why people are over it. I mean, would I prefer, like, more regular as Peter Parker and not, like, Peter Stark? Yes. I would definitely prefer that, which is why I understand the complaints. However, it hasn't bothered me as much as it has obviously bothered some. But yeah, they, like most groups that like complain and hate and whine and cry, they're of course like, God damn it, we want him to be completely like, I don't understand why they think Peter developing his own AI assistant like takes away from him being street level now. Like, because that's their thing. He's supposed to be completely street level. Well, yeah, but he's also a motherfucking genius, bro. And his history at Iron Boy, I imagine he picked up any number of tips on how to create his own AI. Like, let's be real. I think that is a safe deduction to make. Is he learned some shit hanging with Tony. So that's group one freaking out about it. Group two freaking out about it is, of course, just the anti-AI people who, I mean, obviously they don't want it in the real world, but evidently they don't want it in movies either. So, yeah, when that part was let out, there was whiny bitches. All of whom, some of them I understand, but also like that's just the way it is now. Shut the fuck up. And then there's the fabricator thing, which personally I find to be fucking dope. I mean, is it a little convenient? Yeah, you can say it's a little convenient, but let's face it, chat, when it comes to our superheroes, convenience is one of the major components of superhero plot armor. Like, let's be real. Bitching about convenience in anything having to do with superheroes is, well, it's fucking dumb. Like, I'm not gonna try and sugarcoat it. Bitching about convenience in superhero anything is dumb, because superheroes have to have plot armor or they will fucking lose. A lot more than they do. If it weren't for convenience, which is a big chunk of plot armor. If it weren't for plot armor in general, but convenience plays a big role in the plot armor. So, yes, him being able to develop a homemade fabricator is a bit convenient, but it also works with the fact that he's a motherfucking top 10 genius in the entire Marvel Universe. Okay? Okay. Glad we got that sorted out. Part 3. Keeping an eye on MJ and Ned like a fucking creeper. Okay, moving on. I guess the web shooters are going to be that fucking big in this movie. Remember when the first looks came out of the uniform and we're like, yeah, those are probably placeholders for film. Well, looks like they weren't just placeholders for film. We're going to have the big-ass, bulky-ass fucking web shooters for a while, at least, anyway. Inside Peter's room are Ned's Lego Emperor figurine. Remember that from the end of No Way Home. And the coffee cup MJ gave him once upon a time, now relics from their time together. He also sets up alerts on his phone, one that tells him flowers for May to deliver later to her gravesite, and another that notifies him of a social media post from his former best friend about getting accepted to MIT's engineering program. Peter smiles for them, even if he's miserable without them. The stage directions read. Probably in this context, it's read. I love English. Here's a 4-letter word you can pronounce 3 different ways, and each pronunciation carries a different meaning. Ooh! Anyway, so not a lot there, really. Mostly stuff we've kind of heard before. I'm glad the Lego Emperor is still around, though. It has to be logical convenience too. I mean, I would prefer logical convenience, but I'll tell you what. When I was oh, you probably don't know this. So back on April 10th, I actually had a cyst removed from my ankle, and I had to take 2 weeks off work. So as you can imagine, I watched a fair chunk of movies during those 2 weeks, and as you can also imagine, not all, but a fair chunk of those were, comic book movies. Trust me, bro. Even in like the really, really, really good ones, there was some illogical convenience. When we're talking about any kind of comic book project, there's going to come a point where you have to dive headfirst into the mantra, don't think about it too much. Yeah. So that's an opening action set piece. Okay, hold on, Michael. I'm not going to read it right now. I'm going to switch to this camera, or this scene, I guess is what it's called on Streamlabs. I'm going to skim through it real quick, and I will let you know if you want to take a break. And then I'll let you know when to No Way Home in the spell. I mean, yeah, a little convenient. Whenever you run into those moments, Executive Judge, here's the mindset you need to adopt. And it's a humorous mindset, so it's easy. What you need to do, Executive Judge, you need to think about pitch meeting and Ryan George. And just remember this line. When the producer asks, why did such and such, why is this person doing such and such? Or why isn't this person doing such and such? The scriptwriter, half of Ryan George, says, so the movie can happen. Just remember that. Anytime you're like, what the fuck? What is this shit? It's so the movie can happen, or the show. I have learned that that's the best way to do it. And I did have to use that repeatedly over the last couple of weeks. I'm like, what the fuck is... Oh, yeah. So the movie can happen. All right, let me skim through this. Oh. Okay, so this is really nothing new. Okay, so opening action set piece. As Peter's voiceover continues reading the letter, we cut to a familiar scene from the trailer. Spider-Man sitting upside down on a steel beam over New York City. We all remember that. The police scanner on his phone notifies him that a SWAT team is en route in 15 minutes to handle the situation. And we'll remember this from the trailer. He pulls his mask down, letting himself fall off the edge. He webs and swings away as the music starts to play, and we begin montage, the script reads. So, that part we didn't know from the trailer. Everything described here we did see in the trailer. But the only thing we didn't know is that while he's doing this thing, and as you remember from the trailer, they jump inside the mask and show like one eye and him drowning and him breathing while he's diving here. And then it cuts away and into something else. Well, evidently, after this dive, when he starts swinging, he swings into a montage. A montage! If you know, you know. You need a montage! So, yep, nothing earth-shattering there. We're good on that one, Michael. And then the new Spidey suit. What? Are we not talking about this here? Yep. It says, and yes, Peter has a new Spider-Man suit. Again, he doesn't have access to his typical resources. He goes back to his roots and makes a new one himself, one inspired by his encounter with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man variants from No Way Home. Real fabric, seams, and wrinkles, Gretton writes. And then these are the full annotated script pages, which I don't feel like trying to magnify. But this is an entertainment. This was an article in Entertainment Weekly. If y'all want to check it out for yourself and on whatever screen you want to look at it on, zoom in and see what they fucking said. But what do you guys think about that shit, chat? I think that's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. I like that they're diving into his genius. I think that might be my favorite thing about that article. Like, they are doing way more with his genius than any previous Spider-Man live-action movie has done. I would say No Way Home is probably the closest, or the best prior to this, with all three of them in the lab doing their thing. That was a pretty good one, but I like that I like that they're diving into it even more with this. I think it's my favorite part about the whole thing. I know I checked this, but I have to again. Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. Wait, right? Okay, well, I was wrong about not having to scroll and shit. Where'd it go? Is it? Okay. Yes, Sanoff. He is the one that came up with how to defeat Ebony Maw in as someone who's middle aged, one of the most offensive ways possible. Hey, you remember that old movie Aliens? I understand it. He's a youngin. He's a teenager at that point in time, but also, fuck you, you little shit. I don't care if you're superpowered. Spook you. But yes, you're right. He did. I can't remember the full line, but Stark's line is like, "Yeah, but the kid's seen a lot of movies," and then Aliens was, yes, it was. Then it kind of petered off, but now it's back. The Alien franchise itself. What about his idea to take down Ant Man? Oh yeah, that's right. He did that first in Civil War with the Empire Strikes Back thing. Fuck, I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me, Michael. Yes, he's been doing that. Remember this really old movie shit since Civil War? God damn it, bastard. All right, chat. Hold on. Hold up. Wait. Okay. All right, chat. You ready for a complete and utter? You ready to have your mind blown? Are you ready to have your mind blown, chat? Because this is fucking huge. This is something we've never heard before about Brand New Day. You ready? From the Beyond Reporter, who is very reliable. Finally, according to the test screenings of Spider-Man Brand New Day, Sadie Sink's character is, spoiler alert, Jean Grey. Yeah, I know. Not a surprise to anyone who's been paying attention at all. And what I don't understand are the people who still refuse to believe it, despite all the evidence that's like, yeah, she's fucking Jean Grey, bro. Oh, she's been Jean for a while, Icarus. for like weeks now, but there's still disbelievers. Like Jean's been the final word for a hot minute now. I mean, it still hasn't. It depends on how you want to define confirmed, Michael. Has it come out in the trades or been announced by Marvel? If you consider that the only way something is confirmed, then no, it's not confirmed. But if you consider every major scooper slash insider saying she's Jean Grey, if you consider that confirmation, then yeah, it's confirmed. She was doing mind stuff in the trailer. But trust me, I've argued with some of these non-believers. Like this one dude is fully convinced that she's Dazzler, based on like colors of shit and like objects and how she's dressed and all kinds of crap. Like this motherfucker, I'm like, bro, you're speculating and completely ignoring Marvel's growing history of obfuscation, and they're getting better at it. You're ignoring that, like, people who actual sources in the theater, unlike you, who's just speculating, are saying she's Jean Grey in the theater, in the studio. Like, you're going to ignore all that evidence and just go on what you think are a bunch of Easter eggs in the trailer and go with that she's Dazzler. And the dude's like, she's fucking dope. Oh, okay, you're an idiot. Shut the fuck up. Like, I don't understand those people. I don't. Well, you know what? These are the same people that probably don't think we landed on the moon and also think the Earth is flat. But yeah, so we have yet. Now it's coming from not just somebody. I think Tombstone will manipulate Jean Grey to fulfill his plan. I don't know. See, that right there is, even though we know she's Jean Grey, like what's happening with her, we know nothing. We know, okay, I can't say nothing. We know basically there's two things we know. One, the Department of Damage Control is after her. Two, somehow Frank is going to end up her protector. Other than that, we don't know shit. I mean, there's speculation that she's going to be the one to unlock Savage Hulk, but that's just speculation. That's not even a rumor. That's just speculation. Oh yeah, Scorpion's going to play a big part, I'm pretty sure. I don't 100% know that for sure, but Muggut says he's going to be significant. My gut tells me he's going to be significant. And I have not a small gut. So, yes, that image of Punisher, of them standing next to each other, him with gun drawn, yes. Now, that shit got taken down before I could bookmark it, which pissed me off. So it's not an accessible image anymore. It got DMCA'd. That's how you know it's real. Yeah, we have that image of her and Frank that Marvel had taken down. And we have insiders have been reporting that she's Jean Grey for a while, and now we have an insider that knows someone who actually fucking saw the test screening. And of course, that means they saw the movie, and they're like, yeah, she's fucking Jean Grey. So the skeptics are dumb. There's like an insane amount of literally the only evidence lacking is the trades saying something, Marvel saying something, or when you walk out of the movie after seeing it for the first time. Theories that Tombstone is in an alliance with Scorpion, Tarantula, Boomerang in the hand. Possible. Although with Tarantula and Boomerang, I'm not 100 on this, but I am reasonably certain that those two are only really going to be around for the montage we talked about earlier. Oh no, it is 100% that the ending of Punisher is going to take him into at least somewhat set up him going. Well, no, I take that back. Don't know that, but we do know that he does not die in One Last Kill, and that One Last Kill basically immediately precedes Brand New Day. There are reports that like how it ends is going to kind of take him right there, but that's more rumor. But what is fact is that One Last Kill is very close timeline wise to Brand New Day and prior to it. And I can't fucking wait for May 12th. Oh my God. And it's only in 2.5 weeks, chat. Literally 10 days from now, we get that fucking spell. Oh. So, but yeah, she's fucking. I mean, we knew because everyone's already been saying it, all the reliable people, but now we have a reliable person with a source who saw the motherfucking movie saying she's Jean. So, yeah, I know. Shocker. Surprise. Surprise. She's Jean Grey. Not really a surprise. But now it's coming from someone who's actually seen the movie. So, even if you were skeptical before, chat, please don't be anymore, because my God, she's fucking Jean Grey. Let's just, accept it, people. Just fucking accept it. Have you accepted the Jean Grey into your heart, chat? You finally bow before the truth of her character? Motherfucking cunt, awful piece of shit, Streamlabs. I'm going to have to re-up myself. But I can, because it's my channel. You guys got any more thought? You guys got any thoughts on that anymore? My beverage just got empty. All right. Chat. Couple little Star Wars tidbits. And it's good news, at least in my opinion. Let me know what you think after we talk about it. Item number 1. From the direct. Exclusive, they say. The release of Mall Shadow Lord Season 2 will not take, quote, too long, since it's been in development, quote, for a while, says Sam Witwer. And as he is the voice of Darth Maul, he'd fucking know. So, not take too long and been in development for a while. Now, hopefully, although it's no guarantee. But here's what I'm hoping that means. I'm hoping that means we will get that motherfucker next year. But there's, I would say, at least a 50-50 shot that that will not be true. So hopefully no later than 2028. Like, not too long tells me been in development for a while. I think 2028 is the absolute latest we'll get it. I'm hoping for next year. And I'm excited for the finale on Monday. And I'm definitely hoping for next year. What do you guys think, chat? Does that excite you? Well, first of all, I mean, I know some of you have been watching it here at the watch parties, but for any of you that haven't been able to make them, are you guys watching Mall? Like Michaels, Sanoff, you guys watching Mall? I know Brooke is. I know Griff is. I know Spicy Dan is. I know because they're at the watch parties. You haven't watched it yet, Icarus? What did that happen? That was weird. Hold on. The back end of YouTube's now being whacked. Okay, there we go. That's better. You been watching it? Okay. Planning to, currently finishing One Piece. Like, are you in the... Have you cracked 4 digits for the episode count yet? Like, where you at? 800s, 900s? Like, when you say finishing, what exactly do you mean by finishing? Like, does that mean you'll be done within the next couple weeks, the next week, the next month? Because I know there's a shit ton to One Piece. Oh, the live action season 2 on the flicks. Okay. Yeah, that'll take less time to go through. Okay, it's a little weird send off, but also I would bet a fair chunk of money that you are not my age. I feel like you're probably in your 20s. I may be wrong, and I hope that's not insulting, but I feel like you're in your 20s. So it's not that weird. But yeah, you definitely need to watch the OG and the prequels. You can skip the sequels. Yes, Mando season 1 and 2 is good. You could probably skip 3 because that was not that good at all. Don't get you started on your One Piece. What would... I'm not that sexy, Spicy Dan. How can I get you started on your One Piece? Yeah, so the sooner the better for Maul Shadow Lord Season 2 is what I say. And I'm pretty sure y'all would agree. And then there's this other little bit of news. Now, we're not going to go to the channel and watch the whole video, but this is from Star Wars Meg. I don't know if you guys are familiar with her, but she's a fairly big Star Wars YouTuber. I mean, she's nowhere near theory levels or anything like that, but you know, she's got over 100K subs on YouTube, so she is not insignificant in the land of Star Wars. She does not lie. She does not fuck around. So she says here that Lucasfilm just confirmed Star Wars Starfighters teaser trailer is coming soon. Okay, big whoop is this next part. And Ahsoka Season 2 is a 2026 release after all the concern. She's saying Lucasfilm themselves has confirmed that we are getting Ahsoka Season 2 this fucking year. Now, I'm guessing it's probably not going to be till fall or even winter. Like, definitely no. I would imagine no sooner than October. If it comes out before October, I will be shocked. Personally, I'm thinking it's going to be November. But yeah, chat. Lucasfilm, according to Star Wars Meg, and like I said, she's super honest. She's super cool. She don't lie about shit. If she says Lucasfilm confirmed that shit, Lucasfilm confirmed that shit. We're getting Ahsoka Season 2 this year. Hell yeah. I love that news. Because I was starting to get concerned. Like, real talk. I was like, are they really going to push that shit till next year? You motherfuckers, please don't. I mean, don't, like, rush it and make it shitty, but also, gimme. But also, gimme. No. Well, hey. Yes. Yes. The Hound is now Balin. That is true. That is accurate. Now, chat. Oh, shit. We are going to go back to the subject of Darth Maul. Or Maul. He's no longer Darth. He hasn't been Darth since the Phantom Menace. He's just Maul now. We are going to go back to the subject of Maul. Because Lucasfilm has kindly released a clip from the season finale. So that would be episode 10. And we're going to watch that motherfucker, chat. So let us now join together and watch this clip from the season finale of Maul Shadow Lord. Okay, we're going to try that again when I turn off the mute. Sorry. Ooh, damn, right in the face. Oh, there we go.
You will see to your demise. You are but another pawn of Darth Sidious. Surely you know he has dispatched you to die, just as he did me.
Wait, y'all want to watch it again? Let's watch it again. That was tight. Hopefully I don't get copy struck. Actually, you know what? Give me a minute. Let me check the back end. Any warnings? Warning? Maybe they'll get me later. Maybe they won't, but looks like we're still good. Cool. All right, then. Let's watch this hoe again, because that was tight. If anything gets me, it'll be the music. What's up, Brendan? Excuse me.
Protect the skin! You will see to your demise. You are but another pawn of Darth Sidious. Surely you know he has dispatched you to die, just as he did me.
Okay, I'm not going to tempt fate anymore, but I don't know about you guys, chat, but that has me legit excited for Monday, bro. Like, holy fuck. That's going to be dope. That's going to be dope. Oh, look. I forgot. I have one more little Star Wars thing to talk about. Oh, yeah. Is that clip not the bomb? That was a clip from the season finale of Maul Shadowlord, which drops on Monday. And since Monday is May the 4th, we're going to have our first ever Monday stream just for that because it's fucking Star Wars Day. Come on, show me love, Streamlabs. Woo! By one. By one, I won. Well, you know, like Vin said in the original Fast and the Furious. Doesn't matter if it's by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning. Well, that was by an inch. All right, chat. One more Star Wars story. And whether you think it's good news or bad news is up to you. But here we go. The Mandalorian and Grogu is tracking for an 80 million debut over the 4-day Memorial Weekend. Compared to previous Star Wars movies, that'd be a disaster. For a theatrical movie based on a TV show, that's not bad at all. Okay, so let's break that down. He is correct in everything he said. For a theatrical movie based on a TV show, that's not bad. But this is not just any theatrical movie based on any TV show. This is a Star Wars movie based on a Star Wars TV show, but rolled a 90. Goddamn, nice job, Brennan. This is a Star Wars movie. This isn't just another Star Wars movie, chat. This is the first Star Wars movie since 2019. 7 years, chat, since we have had a Star Wars movie in theaters. 7 years. And the first Star Wars movie we're getting in 7 years, and this is not a new rant, but by golly, it's starting to look fully motherfucking justified based on that track, based on those the tracking. The first movie, Star Wars movie in 7 years, never should have been a fucking TV show conversion side quest. Side quest. This is why your first Star Wars movie in 7 years is only projecting to get 80 million domestic. Its opening weekend. And that's over a 4-day weekend, chat, because of Memorial Day. Not your average 3. That number would be smaller if it was only a 3-day weekend. They're needing an extra day just to get to that. That is 100% a disaster for a fucking Star Wars movie, yo. Like, I don't know how much more evidence people need to realize that Star Wars is in the fucking tank, bro. It's smoking. It's not just cooked. It's well motherfucking done, bordering on no moisture at all in it, like a dried, crispy husk. It's getting there. And this is yet more evidence that that is a real thing, despite what all these fucking bots and toxic positives would try and have us believe. No, motherfuckers, you're wrong. This franchise is in the motherfucking tank. Otherwise, even a Mando and Grogu, if this franchise was doing well, if this franchise was killing it right now, they could get away with this. Not only could they get away with making this movie would be opening much better if this franchise was in better shape. The fact that any Star Wars movie, even a TV show side quest, is only going to open 80 million domestic is fucking pathetic. This is a 120 million domestic opener if Star Wars is doing well. Minimum. Yeah, 80 mil. Pathetic. Sad. Like, if you like still super duper love Star Wars, it's probably depressing. Oh shit. I just realized I didn't turn on the music. But yeah, Mando and Grogu only opening to 80 million is, well, to people who've been paying attention like us, not a surprise. I'm not surprised by that low number at all. Because I have known for a while and accepted for a while that, yeah, this franchise is bordering on being a dumpster fire. Like, it's not in good shape at all. Hasn't been for quite some time. And this is the end result. Do they need a Star Wars Doomsday? Maybe. The closest thing they have to that that's even remotely that's been kind of in the works is Filoni's the Mandoverse crossover movie that he wants to do. Oh no, I'm still Michael. I'm still going to go. I'm still going to go see it. My ass will be in the theater. Now, I ain't gonna lie, my ass is gonna be in a matinee, probably, like an afternoon show, the cheapest fucking show possible. I'm not gonna spend good theater. I ain't trying to go see that shit in IMAX or ScreenX or anything like that. I'm gonna go plunk my ass in a standard theater at a matinee price. Oh, that's Valabrook. The reason I'm going to go see it is A, because I do still love Star Wars. B, 2/3 of the Mandalorian TV show were good. And C, I don't know how, like, from a, you know, critical / cinephile standpoint, I don't know how good of a movie it's going to be, but I am 100% positive that it's going to be fun and an enjoyable watch. So I'm still willing to go to the theater and watch it. Because I don't think I'm not going to have fun. I don't think I'm not going to like it. I am reasonably sure that I'm not going to love it. I'm reasonably sure it's not going to blow my mind. But I think I'm going to like it, and I think it's going to be a good time in the theater. So I'm going to go. But yeah, do I expect it to perform well? No. I never have expected it to perform well, and my beliefs are being bore out officially in real time. What do you guys think, Chad? Are you surprised by that low opening at all? Are you shocked? Were you expecting it? Do you even give a crap? How you guys feeling about that shit? Not surprised? Yeah. Aren't you? Well, you just want to see the movie? Oh yeah, no, I want to see it. Again, I think it's going to be fun. I don't think I'm going to regret going to see it in the theater at all. But I'm also not going to acknowledge the state Star Wars is in, and I'm not going to not acknowledge that pathetic ass fucking opening for a Star Wars movie is not an indicator of my belief. It's confirmation. All right, chat. I need two things before we proceed. I need new beverage, and I need to pee. So, I'll be back a little bit. And for those of you that have been around, you know how I will entertain you while I'm gone. I know, disappointing as fuck. Lou! What's up, my guy? Haven't seen you in a while. You been alright, man? Things good? Things alright? You alright? Not complaining? Yeah. Didn't imagine you would. Oh, the new potty weight screen? Yeah. I figure it's the least I can do, and it's better than staring at my chair. And it's also, it's an improvement over staring at my chair or this. Oops, wrong one. That one. So, all right, let's get back into this shiz. Damn, I can't believe we're at 2 hours already. That's crazy. I didn't think I had that much shit to talk about. But alrighty then, moving on. Yeah, that's the Sydney Sweeney in a large amount of her glory, as it were. All right. Come on. What do you think, computer? Chop chop, motherfucker. Go. All right, one more of these. I think it's been long enough. All right. Here's a fun little tidbit. Fuck you, Streamlabs. All right. So, as all of us nerds know, and as we did talk about before in relation to lanterns, actually, before I continue with that, Lou, it's been a while. Oh, I got to hook you up. Hold on. I'm not sure if you have any. Oh no, you do have bucks. Okay, cool. I couldn't remember if you did or not. All right. Give me 1 second, Lou. But since you're here, this must happen. Could always be better. Well, I mean, true, but hopefully it's not shit-tastic. But like I said, since you're here, we need to do our thing. I'll give you a second to grab something if you don't have something already. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll read this little quote first. So check this shit out, chat. Kevin Feige teases an action sequence in Avengers Doomsday. What was I saying before? Oh, yeah. As alluded to, similar to Hal Jordan, Cyclops has not been treated the best in live action. But Kevin Feige says the way these guys, the Russo brothers, direct the action with Cyclops' powers is a sight to behold. Well, Lou, I hope you're ready, because all I have to say to that is, hell yeah, Kevin. Cheers to you and the Russo brothers. Yeah. Yes, I keep napkins handy. I tend to be a sloppy motherfucker in many aspects of my life. So, Feige is saying that the action with Cyclops' powers is a sight to behold. Now, chat, should we believe him? Well, we did get that little clip of him doing the scene, the famous comic panel, with his visor ripped off and screaming into the sky and blasting. So we already know they did that part. So if they can get that right, I am very much inclined to believe that Feige's right about the rest of it. Which means, chat, we are finally going to get the closest thing to the Cyclops we all want to see, which is basically the animated one, the one from the 90s and now X-Men 97. That's what we've been wanting in live action, right? Right, of course. And it looks like we have probably taken massive steps towards getting that. Is that guaranteed? No. We have to be real about it. That's not a guarantee, but between that clip we got back in January, because I'm pretty sure the X-Men one was like right after New Year. Based on that clip and of course everything we've seen from the Russo brothers to this point, and now Kevin being super impressed, I think we're Cyclops going to get some justice finally, chat. Cyclops is going to finally get some motherfucking justice on the big screen. And frankly, I'm hyped for that. What the hell? I am legit hyped for that that occurrence, I guess. That's not the word I wanted, but that's the word we get. Nah. Hashtag justice for Cyclops might happen, chat. I don't know about you guys, but that makes me happy. What about you guys? What do you got to say? We don't want no B version Cyclops. Damn Skippy, we don't. Damn Skippy, we don't. That shit makes me excited, chat. I'm telling you guys. But Kevin approved Ant-Man Quantumania. No one ever said he was perfect. I won't say he's perfect. He is the best producer to ever walk the planet, the most successful producer to ever walk the planet, but he is not perfect. He has made, especially in the last 5 years, any number of bad decisions. And I have zero problem calling him out for said bad decisions. Injustice for how Fox treated Marsden, yes, 100%. So yeah, that is a legit point. He approved Quantumania, which was IS. He approved Love and Thunder, which was IS. He approved Secret Invasion, which was IS. So yeah, no, motherfucker ain't perfect, but he's still the best. And when he's on point, we get phase 3. And I'm here to tell you, without Iger forcing a bunch of excessive Disney Plus shit down his throat, now that he can concentrate, now that he's back and able to concentrate on the business at hand, which is what was happening during phase 3, he was all up everyone's ass, building summer cabins and anuses and crevices everywhere. That's what he's doing now with Doomsday and Secret Wars chat. He is at that level, the same level of involvement he was in late phase 3. We're back to that with Doomsday and Secret Wars. Better than James Gunn? 100%. Better executive and a better producer. So, yeah. I firmly believe, I already believe that Marvel's back. And I also 100% believe that will be proven, my belief will be proven to be true, really starting this July with Brand New Day. Yes, it's technically a Sony movie, but that Marvel Studios logo, the same Marvel Studios logo that pops up in straight up MCU movies, which is basically, everything but Spider-Man, is the same Marvel logo that everyone is going to see at the beginning of Spider-Man. And let's face it, when it comes to the general audience, fuck, half of them can't tell the difference between Marvel and DC any goddamn way. But when they go to the theater to see Spider-Man, Jesus fucking Christ. When they go to the theater to see Spider-Man, guess what logo they're going to see other than Sony? They're going to see that big-ass, super recognizable fucking Marvel Studios logo, which is the exact same logo they know they're going to see when they go to Doomsday and Secret Wars. So it doesn't matter if it's technically a Sony movie. It's still a fucking Marvel movie as far as the general audience is concerned. And again, half of them don't know the difference between Marvel and DC anyway. They're just like, ooh, cool comic book movie. And, for which Marvel Studios and Disney is profoundly grateful, because when the general audience shows up, that's when they start making billion-dollar movies. No, you're right, Executive Judge. We have to see it to truly know. You are 100% correct. But the evidence is piling up. And my nerdy ass, who's watched a shit ton of Law & Order and CSI, I love evidence. And this evidence is leading to one conclusion. That, of course, we will get the proof of, or lack of proof of, this December. But as of right now, the evidence points to the conclusion that Doomsday is going to be insanely good and Marvel's fucking back. That's what the evidence is saying right now. The trial begins December 18th. So, all right, chat. Last kind of side story. And then it's surprise, surprise, all Marvel the rest of the stream. Okay. So, Robert Kirkman. You know who Robert Kirkman is, don't you guys? Walking Dead, Invincible, that guy. He's been doing a lot of interviews lately, and he's been saying some shit lately. And I'm like, what the? Don't be James Gunn. Shut the fuck up. And go improve Invincible's animation. That's what you need to be doing right now. Not out giving interviews saying shit like this. Robert Kirkman says The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is, quote, dog shit. That movie is a mess. Okay. Now, for being real, I think we can all admit to ourselves that The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is not great. I think we can all admit that. It's not great. It's a decent movie. I mean, I liked it. But it's not mind-blowingly good by any stretch of the imagination. However, it is also not dog shit. I know a lot of people, there's a fair chunk of people out there that would agree with Kirkman. I am aware of this. However, I disagree. It is not dog shit. Quantumania is dog shit. Love and Thunder is dog shit. Secret Invasion is dog shit. Those are good examples of dog shit. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is not dog shit. It's just not holy shit. You know, that's, like I said, there's people out there that would agree with them, and okay, fine, whatever. You can think it's dog shit, but you're wrong. Number one. And you are entitled to think it's dog shit, but also you're fucking wrong. And so is Kirkman. It was not dog shit, but the main point is shut the fuck up and go make Invincible pretty. Like, what the fuck? And that's not the only thing he was dogging on. I'm pretty sure this comes from the same interview. I'm not sure, though. Anyway. So not only was he bagging on the Amazing Spider-Man movies, this motherfucker started coming after fucking Batman, bro. This motherfucker started coming after Batman. And this we have an actual clip of.
I don't like Batman. I like Batman as much as everyone does.
Shut the fuck up. So the one was just a quick summary of something of what he said about Amazing Spider-Man. This is a whole fucking 34-second clip of him talking shit about fucking Batman. So check this shit out.
I don't like Batman as much as everyone does, though. It's just ridiculous. This character is just the bane of the comic book industry.
That's a little much. I was ready to hear you out.
Too much.
Sure, I'll give you that. It's a lot.
It's just, can we? DC publishes like 50 different Batman books. It's like 90% of their line.
But you love
every
Absolute
creator
Batman.
I talk to is like, I just want to do Batman. I just can't wait to do Batman. And it's just like, oh my gosh, why? Why is this character so popular?
Oh shit, I didn't turn that up. God damn it. All right. I forgot I'm dumb. Okay, hold up. I'll turn it up better so you can hear it. One more again. It's not that long.
I don't like Batman as much as everyone does, though. It's just ridiculous. This character is just the bane of the comic book industry.
That's a little much. I was ready to hear you out.
Too much.
Sure, I'll give you that. It's a lot.
It's just, can we? DC publishes like 50 different Batman books. It's like 90% of their line.
But you love
every
Absolute
creator
Batman.
I talk to is like, I just want to do Batman. I just can't wait to do Batman. And it's just like, oh my gosh, why? Why is this character so popular?
Oh god damn. Well, you heard it anyway. You don't know the visuals at that point. Okay. Oops. I was already on the right screen. So, all right. He's right and he's wrong. Here's where he's right. There's a fuck ton of Batman. DC makes a lot of the... Batman is the number one seller for DC. Absolute line, other stories, doesn't matter. Batman is the number one seller for DC. Has been the number one seller for DC for a hot minute. Nightwing was based on Batman. Nightwing is Dick Grayson after he grows up and moves on. Nightwing is the first Robin. So, is he correct in that there's a fuck ton of Batman out there? Yes. Is he correct that Batman is the bane of the comic book industry? Fuck no. Batman keeps DC Comics open. Do you enjoy DC Comics? In the same way that blockbuster movies pay for the awards movies that don't make any motherfucking money, Batman pays for the less popular comic book titles. Robert Kirkman is his name. Right? It's the same fucking deal. If Batman isn't so popular and making as much money as he makes, well, you don't need to apologize. Then you don't get, you don't get the characters that James Gunn likes to fuck with, basically. If Batman ain't out there making money, then you don't get your fucking Creature Commandos. You don't get your Booster Gold. You don't get your Authority. You don't get any of that shit unless Batman is bringing in the money to pay for that shit. Like, that's just the long and short of it. So, Batman is not a bane to the comic book industry. Batman is helping to keep the comic book industry afloat. So yeah, a lot of creators want to do Batman because Batman is awesome. Okay, Brooke, I gotta disagree with you a little bit right there. The X-Men are the crown jewel of the comic industry. In my opinion, anyway. Now, don't get me wrong. My son-in-law is a Batman detractor. He is not a fan of and I will freely admit and not disagree, the absolutely insane amount of plot armor Batman has. Like, the jokes about Batman's plans exist for a reason. Right? I will acknowledge that all day. It is true. Batman has insane plot armor. Remember how we were talking about convenience in comic books? Batman is a prime example of convenience in comic books. Let's be real. Let's be real about it, chat. I love Batman, but I can admit he is the king of convenience. He is the king of plot armor. Via time to plan. I mean, yes, he is a genius with a fuck ton of money. So yeah, he can come up with plans and backups to the backups and backups to the backups to the backups, yada yada yada. You get what I mean? Because he is insanely smart and because he is insanely rich, he can create a lot of stuff to implement said plans upon plans upon plans inside other plans. But if we're going to be real about it, that does lead to a lot of convenience and plot armor. I mean, that utility belt is practically magic sometimes. This is all true. But it is also true that the opposite of what Kirkman says is true. Batman is not a bane to the comic book industry. Batman is one of the reasons it still exists. Don't get me wrong, I like Kirkman. I went to the library today and I grabbed like 6 volumes of The Walking Dead because I haven't actually read it. I would have grabbed more, but they were missing volume 7 and 8. Otherwise, I'd have walked out with like 10 or 11 or 12 of those motherfuckers. But I only got the first 6 because they didn't have volume 7 and 8 there at the time. I may actually have to have them order it because I want that shit. Beside the point. I like Kirkman. Ooh, I wonder if they have Invincible drafted. God damn it. Anyway, I like Kirkman. I like the Walking Dead show. I like what I'm reading in the original comic. I like the Invincible show. If I were to ever read that comic, I'll bet you I'd like that too. I like Kirkman. He's good at what he does. But, I mean, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is one thing, but fucking talking that much shit on Batman? Dude, shut the fuck up. And go figure out how to make Invincible look better. That's what you need to be doing right now. Like, I'm nowhere near as put out by the animation as others are, but I'm also not going to argue with them. The animation definitely could be better. Okay, like that's a real thing. The animation in Invincible could definitely be better. So shut the fuck up, Robert Kirkman, and go concentrate on your goddamn show or a comic book. Just do anything other than being out there like bagging on Amazing Spider-Man 2 and Batman. Like, what the fuck, dude? You have bigger fish to fry. Much, much bigger fish to fry than talking shit on Spider-Man or a Spider-Man movie and Batman. Like, what the fuck? Oh, Darkwing? Like Darkwing Duck? A lot of shows always seem to be making the animation really good only for the finale. Invincible's one of those shows. Yeah, that's a fair take. That is a fair take. That is a very fair take. Yeah, Kirkman's a little out of pocket with that shit. More so the Batman than the Amazing Spider-Man, but definitely out of pocket. What do you guys think? That is true, Executive Judge. But here's the thing about that. They are spending a lot of money on famous people for their voice actors that if they got lesser well-known voice actors, they could then delegate more monies to the animation. But, you know, they got people like J.K. Simmons, Stephen Young, Sandra Oh. He said, Kirkman also said while he's out here yapping that they've been trying to get Cranston. He ain't going to come cheap either. Like, shift your priorities, dog. Get lesser known, less expensive voice actors and dump some money into making that animation pretty. Like, priorities, bro. You don't need famous people to voice your fucking show. It's cool. It's cool to have famous people, like really famous people, voice your show, but it's completely not necessary. And the money you're spending on the super famous voice actors, you could be spending on the animation and less on said actors. But either way, shut the fuck up and get back to work, bro. Is like my main point. Oh, that guy. Yeah, he is kind of Batman-y with that extra ability. Haven't seen him in 2 seasons. I kind of forgot about him. Or a season, anyway. So, final thoughts on that shit? Excuse me. Shit, you rolled a winner. God damn it. I'm fucked. Ooh, I won. Yay. All right. Chat. You remember how a lot of people were making a big deal about Dune 3 having all the IMAX and Doomsday having no IMAX, and then Marvel at Comic-Con announced that Infinity Vision thing, which is admittedly, they won't admit it, but I know what it is. It's a pure marketing ploy. It's essentially putting a new wrapper on the same candy bar you've been selling for a while, because all they're going to do is go around the theaters and be like, okay, yeah, that's cool enough, and call it Infinity Vision, but there's literally no new technology involved, no upgrades of any kind. It's just, oh, you got a cool theater. It's Infinity Vision. That's all it is. So, but yeah, no IMAX for Doomsday, and everyone's like, oh, they're so fucked without IMAX. No, they're not. If you really check the numbers, they're not. And of course, I did, which is why I can say with full confidence, it would be cool to have the IMAX, but is it going to be any kind of death blow to the box office for Doomsday? No. Not even close. But it was the thing that Doomsday doesn't have IMAX. Well, guess what? Guess what, folks? Secret Wars is gonna be in IMAX, bitches. That's right. When Secret Wars hits theaters December 17th of 2027, it's gonna be on IMAX screens. So, I already firmly believe, exactly, Executive Judge, it's purely marketing. So, but, like I said, I don't think Doomsday not having IMAX is going to make that big a difference to the box office. It'll make some. Like, you know, it definitely would be nice to have that extra money, but is it essential to the box office success of Doomsday? Is it going to make or break Doomsday not having IMAX? No. No, it will not. But Secret Wars is going to have IMAX. And we've talked about this before, but I'm going to remind you that 2 years in a row, Warner Brothers is going head-to-head with Marvel Studios. This year, it's Dune 3 and Doomsday. Next year, Secret Wars is premiering the same weekend as The Hunt for Gollum. Hunt for Gollum also premieres December 17th, 2027. Warner Brothers is volunteering to get their ass handed to them 2 fucking years in a row. And especially next year, now that Secret Wars has the IMAX and The Hunt for Gollum will not. And it is a different thing to say that The Hunt for Gollum needs it. Because while The Lord of the Rings is massive and amazing, and I fucking love it, this is a spin-off to Lord of the Rings. It's not even, I don't even think it's a Tolkien story. I may be wrong on that. If I'm wrong on that, someone please let me know. But I don't even think that's a Tolkien story. This is just a movie in the land of Middle-earth with characters we know. Frodo going to be in it. Lee Pace is going to be in it as that one elf that dies at um, wherever the Gondor battle was fought. Or no, not the Gondor. The Rohan battle was fought at that fort or keep or whatever the fuck that was. Yeah. Anyway, so Lee Pace is going to be that elf that dies at that battle, the blonde one again. Vigo ain't coming back, but Frodo going to be back. Like, it's a thing, but it's a spinoff, and I don't. And again, I don't think it's a Tolkien story. So it was already going to get its ass whooped by Secret Wars anyway. But now Secret Wars is getting IMAX. Hunt for Gollum is not. And Hunt for Gollum was already going to get smashed. Now it's just going to get obliterated at the box office. Holy shit. No IMAX. Spinoff. Bruh. Warner Brothers is about to get its ass beat 2 fucking years in a row. But the ass whooping is going to take next year is going to be bigger than the one it's going to take this year. I will admit that. I mean, Dune 3 is... I'm not saying Dune 3 is not going to make money. I'm just saying it's not going to do as well as all the Dune 3 glazers think it's going to. Even with IMAX. Yeah, Secret Wars has locked in IMAX. So, good damn. All right. Holy shit, this stream's going to go way longer than I thought it was. Cool. I ain't bitching. Okay, so a couple more Spider-Man things. Check this shit out. We have brand new Dave Funkos, folks. We have 3 Spider-Man Funkos. And we have 1 Hulk Funko. Now, I don't know if y'all remember because I didn't pull it back up, but I can't remember if it was Hot Toys or Marvel Legends, but official brand new day figures. I think it was Hot Toys came out, and the Hulk figure had gray hair, and we're all like, "What the fuck? Why the hell does Hulk have gray hair? That makes not a lot of sense." Well, guess what, chat? The Funko has the gray hair too. So, what the actual fuck is going on with the gray hair on the Hulk? Why are they giving Hulk the gray hair? I mean, yeah, Ruffalo's getting older, but that doesn't fucking matter. The Hulk should not be I mean, we're obviously getting Savage Hulk back. That's been confirmed and reconfirmed, so dope. But why the fuck does Hulk have gray hair? Well, and this is probably a massive stretch I'm about to take, but well, aging doesn't apply to a massive green rage monster, though. At least, not that fast. But and I'm about to do like Reed Richards level of stretching here, but walk with me on this anyway. So we have a Hulk with gray hair. How Viggo Mortensen feels about Aragorn being recast in Lord of the Rings. Motherfucker, I know they offer. How the hell did that happen? kind of sucks. I don't like that. What the hell? I just want the image. I don't want a whole thing. Yeah. Okay. So we have a new description for the Hulk in Brand New Day. And I'm about to stretch like a motherfucker, like I said. New description. Super Hulk is ready to Hulk out. Bruce Banner has turned into your favorite green machine, and he's ready to tackle any creature that looks his way. Okay, so yet another confirmation we're getting Savage Hulk back. Fuck yeah. But here's where we're about to go stretch. One moment, Lou. Let me stretch first, and then I'll do that while y'all think about what I'm about to say. So here's the key for me. Super Hulk is ready to Hulk out. You ready for this? Here's where I get my Reed Richards on. There is a Hulk character with gray hair that is ridiculously strong. You could call him a Super Hulk. So if Hulk in Brand New Day has gray hair, while this probably won't be the case in this movie, could this maybe possibly be a hint at a certain character coming? And that character is, yes, like I said, stretching like a motherfucker, but what do you guys think? Do we really think Marvel would do that? Am I crazy? Am I, as Josh says, fanboy dreaming? So I'll admit, just going off the two words Super Hulk, pairing two words with some gray hair and jumping straight to Maestro Hulk is, I freely admit, a massive stretch. It's a big jump. It's a leap. It's probably borderline a ridiculous theory. I'm just saying. If we're getting a gray-haired Savage Hulk, and now, let me be clear. I don't think that's going to be Maestro in Brand New Day. What I'm saying is that a gray-haired Savage Hulk in Brand New Day is the first couple 3 steps on the road to us getting Maestro. Now, a Mark Ruffalo Maestro, I don't know. I feel like they would probably need to actually hire someone different to be Maestro. Because, yeah, I think they would need to hire someone different to be Maestro. But either way, I am stretching off some gray hair and the words Super Hulk and going, maybe this is the road to the Maestro Hulk appearing in the MCU. Maybe this is how they're going to do it. I mean, I am well aware that the odds of that actually being the case are, I don't know, the kind of odds that C-3PO would quote Han Solo. Like, I freely admit those are the odds that I'm right. But it's still fun. Nate, what's up, my guy? How you doing, brother? So, I freely admit that's crazy. I freely admit I'm strange. I'm strange. I mean, I do freely admit that I'm strange. But I freely admit that I'm like making a massive leap, a humongous stretch with that. But also, it's kind of cool. It's a cool supposition. It's a cool hypothesis. It's a cool notion, in my opinion. I don't think it's very likely at all. In fact, I think the chance is minuscule, but I dig the concept. What do you guys think? You guys dig the concept? Do you think it's even possible that that's the case? The hell? Worldbreaker Hulk versus Rune King Thor? Yes, it would. I mean, I can't remember. I'm pretty sure this is in the Worldbreaker Hulk story, but if they bring in Worldbreaker Hulk and adapt the actual comic story, they already have the person that like knocks him back into Banner, and that's Worldbreaker Hulk in the Sentry fight. And we already have the Sentry in the MCU. It can be done. Oh, I'm the one that came up with this, and I highly doubt it. Like, highly doubt it. But I just still think it's fun. That's all. I just think it's fun, man. Any further thoughts on that? I'm ready to move on. One more last bit of Spider-Man Brand New Day. Tidbit. I remember we talked earlier about how the Beyond reporter had reported that, according to his source that saw the movie at a test screening, Sadie Sink is definitely Jean Grey. Well, according to the Direct, Brand New Day reportedly received, quote, beyond excellent reactions at recent test screenings. Fuck yeah. Now, granted, those are internal test screenings, and this is a valid point that people will probably continue to bring up until Marvel proves themselves again, and that is they thought Quantumania was going to be a hit. So, are Marvel's internal evaluations always trustworthy? No. But lately, we've heard about a lot of movies' test screenings being mixed and not going that well. This is the first test screening news we've received about this movie, and it's great. I mean, think back. Superman had multiple mixed tech screenings, and they changed the movie from vignettes and cut like 20 minutes off it based on those test screenings. So I think Hulk may do a small Joe Fix-It appearance. There was rumors, some of the rumors a while back, which have been debunked any number of times through promotional material and now Hot Toys and Funko Pops, is that Hulk gonna be green. But there was a rumor for a while that he was going to be gray. But like every piece of everything that we've seen about this movie, he gonna be green. And then of course that new description I read, the green machine is back. So I don't think so. I think the likelihood of Joe Fixit showing up is the likelihood that those are the first steps towards Maestro. The odds of both of either of those being true is quite minuscule, in my opinion. We've heard plenty about iffy test screenings for a lot of movies lately, but first reports about Brand New Day's test screenings is beyond excellent. So that's good news when compared to the recent history of test screenings. All right, chat. That was just a quick little thing. Good test screenings. Woo! Now let's talk about the one really bad thing that we're going to talk about tonight. Because we only got two things left. We have this kind of bad thing, and then we have the X-Men 97 character reveals, which is dope. Joe Fixit should be in Spider-Noir. That actually makes a lot of sense considering he's a fucking gangster. Good call, Brennan. It won't be this season. But maybe if this show does well, it could get a second season, and I like that idea for season 2 for sure. Excuse me. All right, chat. It's time to get into the co-main event of the evening, as it were. We have numbers on the Born Again Season 2 premiere, chat, and they ain't good. So, and this is coming from the gold standard. This comes from Nielsen. Born Again Season 2, the premiere, has garnered over 4.5 million views in its 5-week window, a decline of about 46% compared to Season 1. The show also had over 10 million hours watched, a decline of over 54% compared to Season 1. If you do the statistical average, 46 and 54%, you're looking at a mean of 50%. Basically, chat, half the people are watching Season 2 that watched Season 1. And let us not ignore the fact that Nielsen's numbers include all seasons of the show. Now, this is a direct comparison of time frames. So I don't know how much that little tidbit actually applies, but this show lost half of its fucking viewership. Now, people will say, but Daredevil Born Again Season 2 is so much better than Season 1. True. That is very true. I 100% agree with that. Season 2 is much better than Season 1. But how good Season 2 is does not matter, because the reason half the people are watching Season 2 is because Season 1 was a fucking Frankenstein goobly glob mess for the most part. It had dope parts. But, like, taken as a whole, not that good overall. A lot of people completely hate that motherfucker. A lot of people heavily dislike that motherfucker. I personally did not dislike it. I liked most of it. Some of it I'm like, what the fuck? There was enough unnecessary shit in there they could have eliminated probably a whole full episode, like a 55-minute episode of bullshit. They could have done 7 episodes in Season 1 and been fine. Cut out a lot of bullshit. Or they could have actually done the revamp they claim they did. But no, they Frankensteined a bunch of shit together, and it was a mess. And it turned off a lot of fucking people to the show. And now half the people are watching Season 2. Season 1 did have its supporters. Fine. If you fucking loved Season 1, good for you. Problem is you are obviously in a vast motherfucking minority, because if everyone loved Daredevil Born Again Season 1 as much as the defenders of Born Again Season 1 loved it, then these numbers would not be happening. when only half the people are watching the second season of something, that means a lot of people did not like the first one and they were like, fuck this. I ain't watching no season 2 after that fucking season. I am over this show. Fuck it. So, I mean, they're going to be defenders of season 1 all they want. And I'm not saying they're wrong for loving it. But they are wrong in thinking that a lot of people loved it. Especially with these numbers 100% completely proving the exact opposite is true. If everyone that watched season 1 loved season 1, there would not be a fucking 50% drop off in the viewership. It's just that simple. Fair, Nate. Totally fair. Yeah. So basically, chat, as much as we are enjoying season 2, and I know I am thoroughly enjoying season 2, it is easily a vast improvement over season 1. But unfortunately, season 1 pissed off enough people to where season 2 is, by the numbers, failing. By the numbers, this show is a failure. Now, we don't have all the numbers yet. Like, Nielsen, the last week of, and I checked this the other day, the last top 10 streaming report that Nielsen put out was for the premiere week. The numbers could pick up over the next few weeks. But as of right now, this moment in time right here, this show is failing and failing big time. Do I think the Matt versus Fisk is getting repetitive? It's kind of getting there, yeah. I mean, I still love it, but mostly because I'm a D'Onofrio stan and gimme D'Onofrio Fisk all fucking day. But yeah, no, I'm not gonna argue with people that feel that way. Like, I understand why they feel that way. And Fisk is going to be in season 3, but I don't know. He's definitely not going to be mayor. He might be kind of on the run because the set photo I saw, he was still bald, but he had fucking Santa Claus beard. He was rocking a Santa Claus beard. Like, not down to here, but it was full white and poofy. And he was dressed in, like, lower end street clothes. So whatever happens at the end of this season, he's going to be pretty fucked next season, at least for a while. But he will be around. I think some of the set photos and the outfit Luke Cage is wearing suggest that he's at least going to run. Mr. Luke Cage, that is. But yeah, fucking. Now, someone posted a pic, one of those set photos with him in his outfit and a comic book cover of him wearing the exact same suit running for mayor. We talked about that a while ago. I can't remember which stream, but we talked about that. I showed the tweet with the image comparison. It was pretty cool. But yeah, chat. No matter how much we may like the show, season 1 disenchanted enough viewers on the show to where at least the opening week, only half the people showed up for season 1. If you lose half the audience, you're fucking failing. That's just all there is to it. A 50% on any grading scale in existence is a fail. Daredevil season 2 is failing right now. Now again, these are just the premiere numbers. You know, in a couple 3 weeks, who knows? If there was enough positive word of mouth on the internet, the numbers might go up. But for right now, on May the 3rd, if you're in the Eastern time zone, or farther east, and May the 2nd, if you're farther west, as of right now, it is failing. And I am not surprised. I am not surprised at all. What do you guys think? What villain do I recommend for Daredevil to fight next season? Well, Brand New Day is establishing the Hand. So yeah, if they want to bring the Hand over to TV, I'm fucking down for that shit. Especially since we know that Luke Cage and Iron Fist are going to be in season 3, and Jessica Jones is going to be back for season 3. We're going to have we're basically going to have the Defenders. So unless in the movie Spider-Man completely dismantles the organization. What up? What's up, Dave? Yeah, bring in the Hand from Spider-Man, bro. They had a chance for Muse, but they fumbled that. Yes, they did. They fucked that up. Which is another reason I'm not surprised by this number decline. Yeah, they completely mishandled Muse. But hey, Heather's going to be Lady Muse next season. Which is a more interesting arc for her character than what she was in season 1. That's for damn sure. The Hand is like Hydra. They never fully go away. Your Honor. You think Daredevil's going to be a Brand New Day? And they could sneak it in. I don't think the odds are very good, but it could be. I mean, I'd be totally fucking happy if they did that shit. That's for damn sure. I'd be fucking thrilled. I mean, who does not want a Daredevil Spider-Man team up? Like I would be completely unable to understand anyone who has that mindset. You don't need to team Daredevil and Spider-Man up. What the fuck? Shut up! Of course you do. Of course you do. I just personally don't think it's going to happen in Brand New Day, but I should maybe be prepared and wear the white pants just in case. You know what I'm saying? Like they're if Daredevil shows up in Brand New Day, we're definitely into 6 to midnight territory. I'll just put it that way. Woo! I won. Oh no, it definitely looked like that. I 100% agree. Marvel's been doing that lately. Marvel's been doing that lately. So yeah, that wouldn't surprise. I mean, we're all 99% sure that there was shit edited out of those clips they they gave us back during winter, especially the Wakanda one. I mean, it was almost painfully obvious that they edited shit out of that. Yeah, it sucks, Dave. Yeah. Half the viewership, at least for the first week. Only half the people showed up to check out the show. It's definitely a bummer. All right, chat. Matt and Karen are just a much better couple. I mean, that's 100% true. I mean, who wouldn't want to make out with Deborah Ann Woll? I know I do. Shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Deborah Ann Woll been a hottie for years. Y'all know about True Blood? That's where I first saw her, was in True Blood. My God. My God. Yeah, no, I was totally down for that too, Your Honor. Totally down for that. Can I get rid of this fucking thing? Doesn't look like I can. That's aggravating. Okay. All right, chat. Final subject of the evening. And the dopest subject of the evening. Karen actually was showing what she had last. Oh, dude, she was in full-on bad bitch mode. It was great. I loved it. All right, chat. You ready for the dope? You ready for the awesome? You ready for the cool? Yes, even doper. X-Men 97 Season 2. Coming sometime this year. Probably late June, because we talked about that a little bit last week, because it's having its world premiere at some kind of film festival in early June. So I don't imagine it's going to come out too much after that festival, because so many fucking leaks are going to come from that festival. They basically just are going to need to put it out. So yeah, we're looking at X-Men 97 late June, early July at the absolute latest. More than likely, not guaranteed. They haven't announced it officially, but if they're gonna premiere it at a fucking film festival or some kind of whatever, if they're premiering it at a festival, they need to drop it very soon after that, because leaks galore will ensue. But setting when it's going to come out aside, we have some official images of the characters and the teams. Yes, teams, plural. Check this shit out, chat. No. Oh, that's the biggest it gets. Pause. All right. Marvel just rolled out the promotional art. Yeah. So it's official promotional art. I don't care what they have to say. So check this shit out. We have a very interesting new look Wolverine. Storm, Cyclops, Jean, Sunspot, Bishop, Polaris. Still don't know if Nev Campbell's voicing her or not, but Polaris, Cable, Forge, Morph, Magneto, Rogue. We have Beast, Psylocke now, Jubilee, and Nightcrawler. Now notice this says previously on X-Men, even though Polaris is new. She was not in the first season. Neither was Psylocke, if I recall correctly. But here, this is an actual X-Force team that's going to be in the show, chat. A full-on X-Force team. Consisting of Cable, Psylocke, Jubilee, Archangel, and Sunspot. So we have not just an X-Men team, but we're going to have an X-Force team. Fucking dope, yo. Fucking dope. And here we have another look at some characters. A little bit better of a close-up look at do anything with that? Oh. Shit, I didn't realize I could do that with this shit. So yeah, here we go. What do you guys think of this new look for Wolverine? I'm still trying to make up my mind about it. I like it, but it's also off-putting a bit. And I'm wondering what the reason for this is. I think that's my biggest thing. Why'd they change it up? Like, why is he going to look like that? Has Deadpool ever made a cameo in X-Men 97? I don't think he's made a cameo. No, he hasn't made one in 97. He didn't make one in the original one from the 90s. I don't know for sure. For sure, but I will put it this way. I cannot recall Deadpool ever being in any animated X-Men feature at all. I could be wrong, but I'm not sure. Now, he has his bone claws, which of course makes sense since they did the whole adamantium rip out of him straight from the fucking comic book panel. So his adamantium gone. So bone claws make sense. And that might explain the outfit change, because if you recall from the comics chat, when he lost his adamantium, he got feral as fuck. Like, evidently the adamantium was kind of holding back some of his more animalistic instincts that are, part of him being who he is. So maybe the outfit change is, has something to do with the increase in his animalistic nature, that the adamantium is no longer keeping at bay. What do you guys think of this look, though? He's been referenced. I mean, it's odd. I'm getting used to it, but I dig it. I dig it. What do you guys think? Everyone else pretty much looks standard, but this is Wolverine's new look is, I find, the most compelling out of all of them, honestly. Wolverine looks cool, but looks like Batman. I mean, yeah, there is a bit of that. And you don't like it, Dave? I still need it to kind of grow on me a little, but like, I don't instantly dislike it or hate it. So, I could end up being down with it. Another shot of Cyclops and Jean. The Jubilee solo image. I'm hoping that being an X-Force kind of puts her in a position to become, or to take steps closer to becoming her aged version of herself in Mojo Land that she ran across, whose powers were insane. And this version of Jubilee has that potential. I'm hoping they show the progress towards, again, the older Jubilee we saw in the Mojo Land episode. Got another look at X-Force here. Cable, Jubilee, Archangel, Psylocke, Sunspot. Cable looks dope. Oh, dude, I love Cable. I love Cable from because my roommate in college, Rob, is the one that had actual comics for me to read. So I read some X-Force. I fucking love Cable, bro. Another look at, since Jubilee left, is now on X-Force, we're left with these 5. I'm very curious to see it's exactly why and how he ends up in that look. Because he's still on the main Earth, right? Or did he get transported away? I cannot recall. If one of you knows for sure, please put it in the chat. And guess what? We have an X-Force, but chat, we also have an X-Factor. We have a Havoc. We have a Polaris. We have Val Cooper. We have a strong guy. We have multiple man. And we have Wolfsbane. So we have, chat, we have 3 teams in this fucking show. We have X-Force, we have the main X-Men, and we have fucking X-Factor. Solo shot of Beast. Oh my stars and garters. And another look at X-Force. Storm solo image. A lot of blue and yellow. And then we have more of the, well, we got Bishop back in this, and then we got Magneto back in an image, and Nightcrawler back in an image. I wonder why Nightcrawler wasn't, or wait, are these guys, see, I can't remember who's separated from where and what, when. These guys are the ones that, okay, is this the exact group that ends up way back in ancient Egypt with, and Sabanur? I feel like that is the case. That's why those guys are grouped together. And I think this is the group. Oh, remember how they ended up way in the future? Maybe that's where they get these outfits from and why they look different. Maybe that's why Wolverine's all armored up. That's his get up in the future. But I thought he was stuck on Earth. Did he end up with them? Oh, I need to rewatch X-Men 97. And X-Corp. I mean, we got, but they look different yet again. Nightcrawler, Rogue, Scott, Jean, Beast, Bishop, and is that Polaris? Hey, Sugar. Is that Polaris? Like, I'm not sure exactly what's going on with the X-Corp or how that's fitting in, but looks like we kind of have a fourth alternate team somehow or other. Yes, he did. If it wasn't in the season finale, it was in the show. It was in the episode right before it, which was the group where Young Apocalypse was in. I think it's this one. I think. I'm gonna have to rewatch X-Men 97 season 1 before this shit premieres in summer. Ooh, here's a good solo shot of Rogue. Then we have more kind of the traditional. Oh, now we get an image of Charles. See, there's Polaris again. There's Beast, Charles, Jean, Scott, Bishop, Rogue, Nightcrawler. This is interesting. They're kind of like doing all kinds of shuffles. You know what? I wonder how much of that is based on the fact that they're all in like different parts of the timeline. You know, you got a group way the fuck back in ancient Egypt. You got the modern day group. Then you got a group way the fuck in the future with Nathan Summers, right? Like not cableized Nathan Summers. Am I remembering that right? Solo image of Wolverine. These look less like Bone Claws, but they still look a little like Bone Claws. They're not perfectly smooth. You can see the... Yeah. Magneto. Radio sells my X-Men. Magneto's dope. We got X-Factor again. In color this time. Havoc, Wolfsbane, Polaris, Val Cooper, Multiple Man. That Strong Man, is that his fucking name? I forgot. Name Cyclops. Definitely the good guy. And then another shot of this group. Nightcrawler, Charles, Bishop, Rogue, Magneto, who's grown some facial hair, and Beast. And then the logo with all the motherfuckers on it. Oh, that's tight. I like that. I like this. This is cool. Don't get me wrong. This is cool. But I like this. That goes hard. And that's it. What do you guys think of these teams, though, man? Looks like they're going to be doing a lot of shuffling. Again, probably based on where people are at in the timeline. We got fucking X Corp, which is kind of a weird gathering because they got like people from other teams in it. They look way younger. Y'all notice that? They look way younger than they do in these. X Factor, X-Men, X-Force. What do you guys think of the teams? What do you guys think of the look? I don't know about y'all, but I'm fucking digging it. What's up, Darrenator? How you doing, brother? Oh, welcome in. Ooh, I need to check and see if you have basement bugs. You might need to chat a couple more times. Either that or you are in here and I'm just not seeing it. Nope, chat a couple more times, Darrenator. As soon as Streamlabs recognizes your existence, I'll be able to hook you up with some basement bucks. And then you can gamble like the rest of us fucking degenerates. I'm guessing with all these teams that a huge threat will be coming upon the X-Men, right? Onslaught or Apocalypse? Well, it's going to be Apocalypse. Once you watch season 1, you'll know why I say that with such confidence. Hopefully Onslaught as well, but 100% is going to be Apocalypse. Ooh, I won again. Hell yeah, I'm on a streak now. It means I should probably not gamble again the rest of the stream. Yeah, I think we're in for a treat, chat. Hopefully, well, on paper, in images, I like the fact that we're getting like 3 dope ass teams in this next season of X-Men 97. My only concern is how much did the writing team fuck with what Bo had done with season 2? Bo DeMeo. Charles still alive in 97? Yes. He never died. And he got fucked up there towards the end of the OG series, but he never actually died. What's her butt from the Shi'ar Empire came and got him. We still need to see Mystique. We didn't see Mystique in the first season? I thought we did in like a Rogue flashback. He didn't leave. He was sent away. Hi, buddy. Welcome back to the desk. I'm going to make you say hi again, though, even though you hate it. Yep, you hate that shit. I know. What are you doing, weirdo? I love my cat so much, but also what the fuck sometimes, buddy. What the fuck? Hi, baby. Hi, my baby. He's my big boy. So, setting writing concerns aside, I'm digging that shit, though. I'm digging the images. I'm digging all the teams. I'm digging all the characters being around. I'm digging it. I think the Avengers will intervene when Apocalypse shows up. You talking in X-Men 97? You did see a putty cat. Maybe. I mean, they did have Cap in there in that one quick thing. The whole team, no. I don't think so. They might bring Cap back because they already showed him. Maybe one or two, but I don't think all of them. I mean, Apocalypse would be a really good excuse to do so. Don't get me wrong. But I won't say it's impossible. I'm not going to say no. But I doubt it. All right. Need my elbow, though, bro. They had Daredevil appear, too. Daredevil appeared in Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which we're supposed to be getting another season of that this year, allegedly, as well. Yeah. No, Daredevil popped up in Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Warning Peter about Oscorp. So, all right, chat. It is that time for your final thoughts on the final subject and anything else you want to bring up for a little while. We're going to hang out 5, maybe 10 minutes. And then I'm out this bitch because I actually have to get up at a reasonable time tomorrow. Because we're going over to see the kids and the grandkids tomorrow morning. So I need some rest because I'm going to be dealing with a 3-year-old who has just insane amounts of energy. Was he in X-Men 97 as well? Shit. I didn't remember that, but okay. But I definitely remember him from Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Like I said, I need to rewatch that motherfucker before season 2 comes out. For sure. So, your time, chat, for a little while. But as a reminder, we are doing 4 streams next week in honor of May the 4th. And Mrs. Chillen even thinks this should be the case. We are going to watch the 2-episode season finale of Mall Shadow Lord on Monday. We're not waiting until Tuesday this week. It's dropping on Star Wars Day. So upon Star Wars Day, shall we watch the end of season 1 of Mall Shadow Lord? We do not have the option of watching the next episode of Daredevil on Monday because that bitch don't drop till 9 o'clock on Tuesday night. 9 o'clock Eastern on Tuesday night, period. That's just the way it is. So we'll be back Tuesday night to watch the next episode of Daredevil, which is also the second to last episode of Daredevil. Or no. It is the last episode of Daredevil. This coming Tuesday is the season finale of Daredevil, folks. So, Monday, season finale of Mall Shadow Lord. Tuesday, season finale of Daredevil. Wednesday, episode 6 of The Boys. Next Saturday, nerdy news of the week. Oh, Maul's been great, dude. Maul's great. So that's the plan for next week, chat. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday. Maul Monday. Born Again Tuesday. Boys Wednesday. News Saturday. Yes, exactly. This Tuesday, season finale of Daredevil. The following Tuesday, the 12th, The Punisher, One Last Kill. The Punisher versus the Manucci and her fucking mob family. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Do you think Punisher may show up in the finale of Born Again Season 2? No, and I'm pretty sure I saw a report stating that fact. I think, the report I saw, now, mind you, they could be wrong, but the only word, I haven't heard any word that he will to counter this report, but the report is that we're not going to see him in Daredevil Born Again Season 2 because his special is kind of pseudo happening at the same time on the timeline ish. Kind of like how Brand New Day is happening pseudo ish at the same time as Doomsday, which is why we're going to get almost no Tom Holland in Doomsday. This is kind of the same thing. Street-level MCU is being built up far better than the main multiverse arc, right? Yes. Which is yet another piece of evidence that Marvel's back. They're starting to turn everything around. Season 2 of Born Again, much better than Season 1. Street-level build-up, good. Better than the multiverse build-up. Like, the evidence is there. You just gotta be willing to see it and accept it. All right, chat. Let me get on out this motherfucker. So let me begin my exit by saying thank you so very, very much for hanging tonight. Especially those of you who've been hanging for the majority, if not all, of this up as of right now, 3 hour and 40-minute stream. It's Saturday night. So many options of things you could be doing on a Saturday night. But you chose to be here and hang out, listen to me yap about this shit. So thank you very much. These streams are only, if you consider them, these streams are only dubs because of you guys. I'm just here yapping. Like, you guys and your questions and your reactions, that's like the stream. So for that also, I am very grateful to you guys. You guys are awesome. You're a dope community. And I thank you for being all that you are. So have a good rest of your weekend. And we will see you Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where on Star Wars Day, we will watch the season finale of Maul Shadow Lord, and the 4th will be with us. And then, as I said before, Daredevil Tuesday, The Boys Wednesday, next Saturday at 10 p.m. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all at 9 p.m. Saturday night, 10 p.m., all in the Eastern Time Zone for your calculations. And I hope to see you all at all 4 streams next week. Have a good rest of your weekend. And remember, wherever you're at and whoever you're with, always keep it nerdy. Bye. Yeah, quick outro tonight, chat. Quick outro. Well, that's because it's fucking late. Almost already 2 hours into Sunday in my neck of the woods. So I hope you guys had a good time. I did. I think all of us together put out another banger of a stream. So thank you. Well done. Appreciate you guys more than I'll ever be able to say. Again, I hope you have a good rest of your weekend. I hope you have a good day on Monday. And that's when we'll all see each other again, hopefully. When we watch the end of Maul Shadow Lord on Star Wars Day, May the 4th be with us all. And I already said my fucking outro line that was supposed to be off camera. But I'm going to say it again because I'm going to. One more time before we go, chat. This is what you need to do. You need to remember that wherever you're at and whoever you're with, because it stays true, even though I just said it like a minute ago, always keep it nerdy. Much love, y'all. Peace.